Welcome everyone to another episode of Trade by Numbers, where every day on this channel I teach you step by step how to trade stocks and cryptocurrencies so that you can make money from home or from anywhere for that matter. My name is Josiah and I do make a living trading stocks and cryptocurrencies, and I'm not a financial advisor, so anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. However, if you just follow along with me, paper trade it, just follow the numbers every day, go over my buys, go over my sells. You're going to learn the process. I try to make it super simple for you to follow along with, and I just want you out there making money. Now, we're going to start off today. It's a beautiful Saturday. Crypto's on fire. I want to talk about that a little bit, see where we're going, and then we've got some other things to talk about. So we're going to get right into it. Now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they fell over 8% today, way down. And I know a lot of people out there were saying that Bitcoin's support level was around 20,000. If we fell under 20,000, we were in big trouble. Now, the charts that I've drawn, I'm actually showing a resistance level closer to about 19.2. Now, we have already broke down below that, and my next level of resistance is about 16,000. So I believe that it's coming down to 16,000. I do believe now there's a strong possibility in that, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. If it comes down, if you're buying for a long-term portfolio and you believe Bitcoin's going to be $100,000, $200,000 the next halving, this is a fantastic price. Dollar cost average in, protect yourself, and when it drops, dollar cost average in a little bit more. If you're looking to trade it and you say, well, can't trade it until it hits that next resistance line, there's always money to be made. Okay? Bitcoin came down over 8%. That's a lot for one day. There's always room to play it on the bounce, because you're always going to have pullbacks that are too much, and then it's going to bounce up. So these are great trading opportunities. The more volatile it is, the better the opportunity, because the larger the gap of money that can be made. I will say that I exited out of my position in Chainlink that we took. I got out of it last night, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I seen a lot of Bitcoin being sold, so I went ahead and got out of my Chainlink position at 6:45. We bought in at 6:30, made us a 2.3% gain. Nothing to write home about, but we was out, we was in the green, so we were doing good. I'm happy with that. I'm not looking to take a position in any altcoins at the moment, and the reason is because Bitcoin and Ethereum is currently down more than most of the altcoins. I believe they need to drop a little bit more. When they start pulling down, if Bitcoin and Ethereum's down 8%, I want to see them start pulling down 10, 11%, then I'm going to be looking at taking a position. So that's kind of where we're at with the crypto market. I wanted to keep that brief because the title of this show is a recession looming, and what does it mean for you? Now, the first part of that question we can answer quickly and simply. I absolutely believe a recession is coming. It's pretty hard if you understand monetary policies not to make the argument that it's coming. We won't get into a lot of micro economics or macroeconomics. We might touch a little on trickle-down economics, but we're not going to get in too much on that. If you don't understand monetary policy, or even if you think you do, I highly recommend, if you haven't read it, read the book The Creature from Jekyll Island. And I would recommend it as an audio book. It's a very long book. It's not easy to find, but The Creature from Jekyll Island explains the monetary system dating all the way back to the founding of the Fed, as well as monetary systems throughout the world over the course of history. It's a long book. When you do find it, if you get it on audio, it's going to be in like 3 parts. because the entire book, even as an audio, is around 24 hours long. It's a big book, but it's very well worth the read. It covers pretty much everything you could want to know, and it's quite entertaining as well. That's my little tip for you, a little homework for you to do over the weekend. Like I said, check that book out. But I do believe a recession is coming. Now, the important question is, what does it mean for you? If you're the average everyday person, getting up, going to work, coming home, I'll be honest, a recession's kind of a good thing. Now, before you get on me too bad, let me explain myself. What is a recession? What qualifies a recession? A recession is qualified by 2 quarters of down GDP. Now, GDP stands for gross domestic product. Now, that is all of our goods, all of our services, everything that we produce here in America combined and given a number. That is gross domestic product, or GDP. Now, 2 quarters means if we have 6 months of down GDP, then we are then qualified for a recession. Now, what does that mean for you? Why do I say that's a good thing? Because fuel prices are through the roof. It's costing you twice as much at the grocery store to buy anything right now. Housing cost, if you're looking at buying a home, is through the roof. If you're not looking to buy and you're renting, rents are going up because the housing market's going up so much. The higher housing costs rise, the higher rents rise. So, all these things are going up, and it's squeezing the average American. Now, recessions come along in cycles to bring those prices back down to a more manageable level. When a recession comes, going into the recession is really hard. This is like the worst part of a recession, is the entering into a recession. Once the recession gets here, now, there will be job loss. You'll see unemployment going up, and that's not a good thing. So don't confuse what I'm saying here, that I think a recession's a good thing, because I don't want to see anyone out there losing their jobs. That's why I'm on here doing what I'm doing, because I don't want you to be tied to worrying about a layoff. I want you to be able to make money, be your own boss, and not have to answer to an employer, or even if you are working, to have this to fall back on. So I am sensitive to that. However, as we go into a recession, fuel prices will drop. Prices at stores will drop because the demand won't be there. As people start not spending as much money, that's going to start costing the big corporations. Now, the big corporations, that's where all the GDP comes from. So, when they can't get rid of their product, then GDP starts to fall. We move into a recession. People aren't out there spending their money, so they have to bring prices down to lure you back into spending. So, fuel prices come down, food costs comes down, you're finally able to get out and drive to work, fill up your tank, and not cost you half of your paycheck. These are good things for the economy. I know everyone that's out there spreading fear of how awful it's going to be, it's the end of the world, but for the most part, a recession is a healthy thing for the economy. It's a good thing for the average person. The people it really hurts is the large corporations, the millionaires, the billionaires. That's why it's also called a transfer of wealth. Okay? This is going to be the greatest transfer of wealth that we're likely to see for the next decade, maybe 2-3 decades. And that's why I'm on here. I want you to position yourself to be on the right side of the wealth transfer, so that you don't have to view this recession as a terrible thing, that you can use it as a way to help you get ahead. Again, I'm not saying I hope we go into a recession. However, if we do, I'm going to make more money if we go into a recession than I'm making now. I'm going to make money in my long-term portfolios, because 100% of the time what happens on the other side of a recession, we go into the next bull market. So stocks are going to be going up. My long-term portfolios will pick up. My trading, I'm going to continue to keep making money. But if we hit a recession, it just keeps making it easier. Stocks and everything get cheaper. I can buy more of them. In turn, I can make more money. You can make more money if you're doing this. You just have to position yourself with the knowledge to be able to do so. I wanted to give a shout out. Larry Jones, Stock Up with Larry Jones, he did a video yesterday and it's titled "This Too Shall Pass." I highly recommend you go watch it. But he said this too shall pass, because no matter how bad something seems, this too shall pass. Okay? It was a great video. He was talking about, no matter how bad things can be, the stock market, how far it comes down, it's going to get better. Out the other side of every recession is a bull market. Okay? Highly recommend you go check that out. It was a really good video. Kudos to you, Uncle Larry, for doing that one. I really enjoyed it myself. But I want you to watch these videos. I try to make it easy. If you just come on here, follow along, I show you step by step where I'm buying, I give you where I'm selling. If you follow along with my morning and evening videos, paper trade with me, you're going to learn the process. You're going to start seeing what I see just by looking at what I look at every morning, what it's doing, where I got out at. You're going to start to see it. It's all going to come together, and all of a sudden you're going to be able to trade and make money. And when you can do that, when you can make money anywhere you've got an internet connection, it just frees up your entire world. And there's a lot of great YouTubers out there trying to teach this stuff. I try to make it, I want to say, the simplest that I've seen anywhere, to where you can just follow along with me. But get out there, get the knowledge, read the books, learn how the world turns, and you can be positioned to turn with it. There's an old quote, and I can't remember who done it, but it said that the learned shall inherit the earth, where the learned will be perfectly positioned to inherit a world that no longer exists. If you think you know it all, then you're going to get left behind. You've got to be constantly learning. You've got to be gathering information. Just like you have to feed your body every day to nourish it, you've got to feed your mind, you've got to feed your spirit, so that you can grow as a complete person. I really encourage that you do that. I hope you keep following along. I've got a ton of information that I'm going to be bringing. In fact, this next week's entire video series is going to be dedicated to take action. Every day on there, I'm going to have a little something that you can do to take action, to push you up to that next step. If you're wanting to achieve that next step ahead, you're really going to want to watch my upcoming week's videos. Every single day, I'm going to bring that next step to you, and we're going to just progress together. That's what I want for you. I know I've kind of run on a little bit longer than I normally do. I'll get off here, let you enjoy your weekend. Be sure you hit this like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps get the video out to as many people as I can. Share it with your friends and family. I don't want you to be afraid of a recession. I want you to be prepared. Not only do I want you to be prepared, I want you ready to receive when this wealth transfer happens. So remember, on this channel, we never trade with emotions. We always trade by the numbers.